Who do you think will win?
All right. It actually looks like they have started. They are
underway.
Yes, and
interesting opening choice there from Linus, and then Nimzovic, and then he actually goes for a full-on Nimzovic with d6, and then suddenly I think we have a Pirk opening.
Yeah. So if I were to
predict
what the score is going to be, I think Johan Sebastian is a bit stronger. I see that their rating are quite evenly matched, as per now at least. Like, yeah, not even 40 rating points difference on leeches.
No, I mean, Linus is a very strong player. I mean, he's almost a GM now with, I think, 2 norms, and the rating has been over 2,500 at least once. So he's very strong.
Yeah.
Of course, Johan Sebastian is 100 rating points or so higher rated in classical chess, so he should be the favorite. But really, I think Linus will give him some headache today.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Well, I would guess 5.5, 3.5 to
something like that.
To Johan Sebastian,
so
but
a bit closer than Arian Thibault, the Arian Thibault match in the quarterfinals.
Yeah, I guess I would say the strength the strength difference is about the same.
Even though in Blitz, you mean, because the rating difference between Jesper Thibault and Arian is pretty close.
In classical.
In classical, of course. This is of course 1-9 Blitz. Okay, winning the bishop here, Linus, but this pawn might be a bit backwards and weak potentially. Could go to c6, but this would weaken d6. And this bishop is fast asleep at the moment, waiting for the right time to, of course, break up with f5. So White's position is perfectly coordinated, looks very harmonious, but there are no pawn breaks, at least not for now.
Yep. Philidor in the chat, by the way, saying we should have a betting opportunity in the stream with odds compensation. Obviously, we should have had that.
Obviously, that's something we're working on, guys. So
yes, after all, we are...
D5 from Linus. I was actually curious about this. Maybe Queen E6 or...
Okay, so that's the bishop pair the other way around.
Might be gone, the bishop pair now. Okay, he wants to keep his knight on D6, so bishop F4. This is not a big threat, at least not for now, because Queen D5... is possible, but black is behind in development, and coordination is bad for black.
I guess white could not take on c8 because of d takes e.
I guess, and this would actually win, I think, a piece, because this knight is
stuck.
Is a bit stuck on c8.
Yeah.
So bishop f4 makes a lot of sense. Now, of course, this is possible for white, but I'm guessing Johan Sebastian will want to keep his knight on d6 and look at the time difference. I mean, minute and a half for Linus versus almost full 3 minutes for Johan Sebastian. Fe, the bishop will take.
Yeah, I have been playing quite a lot against.
Maybe even knight takes e5 actually. Looks very interesting.
Because you can't take on d6.
Might end up giving away too many pieces with knight takes after rook takes f4, but still it's possible to consider.
Yeah, I've been playing quite a lot against Johan Sebastian in the Offerspill online tournaments, and I can tell you he is playing really quickly. So
I mean,
my problem is not often on the board, but rather that I get into time trouble and then just blunder something.
So he's putting pressure on his opponents wherever he can. I mean, on the clock, on the board.
Yeah, what is this time difference? He hasn't used any time at all.
Very slow start for Linus, who played a I'm not gonna say speculative, but at least a slightly passive opening with black. Looks like this is going to be a perfect start for Johan Sebastian, who's hardly spent any time at all.
Okay, now it looks like he put his head in...
Big decision.
Yeah.
Is he going to take with the knight or the bishop? That's the big decision here.
Pawn even? No, pawn is not possible.
Bishop is hanging, so pawn is not possible.
Right.
But I'm liking the notion of knight takes, but I'm guessing bishop takes is the best move. Yeah. And then bishop takes DE, and just to keep his knight on d6, and knight d4 coming. This looks very strong for white. Maybe even knight g5.
Maybe just grab on f3. No, that's not even possible because you can't take on e5 afterwards.
No, this would just be giving away an exchange. This is of course a bit weakening as well. There are no good moves here for black. I mean, maybe knight c4 at some point. And suddenly the knight is
dropping a knight.
Easy win for Johan Sebastian. Easy win, and he's making a shush, quiet.
That's
gesture.
Quick victory for
and he's playing
for Norwegian.
He's playing his beloved Queen's Gambit accepted, which is something I've played a lot as well. This variation with knight d2 queen g5 is something I've played as well. So if Linus is booked up, there is, I'm guessing, a forced perpetual, but he's not going to go for that. He's going to play for win here, Linus. But how to do that? You could take on e4 and play knight g3, yeah. And now bishop f1, bishop knight c3, and then bishop f1 is considered a perpetual. Bishop g4, queen b3. This is looking very sharp. Obviously something Johan Sebastian has prepared previously. Black sacrifices the pawn, but has a major development advantage, and White's king is stuck in the middle for now. So we'll see how Johan Sebastian treats this position. If he'll conjure up something specific against Linus's slightly airy king, and he's starting with a very specific threat. Bishop takes g3, followed by a rook grab in the corner. Looks super dangerous already. This for Linus could check on e6 if he wants to trade a piece. Starts with rook f1, saving his
look
work.
very, very nice, I gotta say. For Linus, that is.
This is super complicated, but it looks like it might have gone a bit wrong for Linus in the opening here as well.
So I mean, if you take on h2.
Take an h2, and then you suddenly threaten bishop takes g3 afterwards.
Yeah, exactly. So what do you do? But
I guess this is an obvious move, but then maybe knight e4, or maybe the other knight to e4.
Yeah, makes sense.
Looks like a good move. If you can grab this bishop, then a lot of black's dynamic potential is gone.
Yeah.
Of course, this is also a good piece. You could start with bishop e6. Exchanging off that one before proceeding with knight e4, and suddenly, if black trades too many minor pieces here, then this powerful center and the white king going to the queen side could prove quite difficult to handle for black.
Yeah, it takes on h2.
This guy will run pretty fast. This is like Shadow Effect in the Lord of the Rings, huh?
Yeah, you like that reference, don't you?
I love that reference.
Alright, so knight e4, what you suggested.
Yeah, at least it's a logical move from Linus. He has actually managed to build up a significant advantage on the clock in this game, which is making a huge difference already, because Johan Sebastian is down to a minute and a half. Not in this prep anymore. King b8.
King b8
doesn't really smell like he's got something specific going, but at least this is not a problem for black anymore. Bishop e6 with a check would force a trade of these bishops, which would be, I'm thinking, beneficial for white, because this is super difficult to handle.
Take on f6.
Knight takes f6 surprises me a bit. I would probably take this bishop, but okay.
I thought it was smart. Yeah, exactly.
Aha, and look at this. This is super clever from Linus, actually.
Oh, the queen is actually trapped. If it were white to move, then you could take on. You could play rook h1.
Yeah, maybe even you could insert bishop takes c6 first, and this is looking super dangerous for Johan Sebastian. Yeah, he needs to complicate things with knight a5. What about queen a4 now, just to threaten this guy?
Yeah.
Still, this is a problem for black.
Exactly. So after b6,
because there's no retreat, right?
Yes.
So that's the very clever point from him.
He's shaking his head, actually.
Yeah, he's not happy. Queen h5 might be a solution to this. I'm not sure if there's anything else. I don't think so. Queen h5 could, of course, insert rook h1 with white there. Starting to get super complicated now. Johan Sebastian down to 42 seconds. Finds queen h5. Looks like the only move to put up a real fight.
Okay, so we have c6 after take on a5. That's the point, I guess.
Yeah, but I'm thinking just inserting rook h1 at some point, and then you'll be able to chase the queen away. I'm thinking you might have queen f5 actually, because e4, queen f3, and suddenly it might be a bit uneasy. So some Nakamura arrows here for me.
Yeah, complicados.
Yeah, and of course, this is obvious, guys. So
queen g5. Well, there's still
e4.
Is there e4 or is e4?
You could also just insert this capture first and then, take it from there.
You really like inserting today, yeah?
Yeah, I'll just take gobble this knight.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No, that's fine. I'm just, I heard inserting in...
And he's inserting e4.
Yes, he's inserting e4.
Get that move inserted. So how to counter this? I mean, bishop f4, no.
Okay, so now
just d6, and now this guy is...
Bishop.
Yeah, it's free to move. You have bishop f3 though. Still, the king is a bit airy for white, so it's not over yet. Okay, bishop f3 looks like a very good move.
f1, yeah.
Of course, he will take on e4. Maybe you could centralize your rook first. Bishop g2.
Okay,
bishop
so I
h2.
guess bishop e3 here, yeah.
Yeah. Looks like a good solution. And now, of course, black's only...
Trying to simplify the position.
Yeah, black's only real asset here is the h-pawn. d5. Very nice move.
Asios is in the chat. Well, what we have.
What we have here, yes. Thinking Linus has something at least. Knight b5. This is looking like it's gonna be 1-1 very soon. Unless queen a4 is actually a good move, because this is this is super complicated.
I never want to write off Johan Sebastian because he's such a tricky player.
This should not be viable though for...
Even queen a8 and take on h8 I guess is fine.
Yeah, it looks more than fine.
I mean, white also does give up his rook. Yeah. Because queen a1, but you get all the important pieces.
Bishop f4 now, or what do you want to do here with?
Well, I was thinking taking that h5, but bishop f4 is probably just
run around with the king. Yeah. Maybe even to f1.
Either is fine, I guess.
Yeah.
Okay,
c4
so he's
trying
still,
to complicate, of course, and he's trying to exploit the fact that Linus's time advantage is shrinking down to 30 seconds. Both players now. Queen d8 should be a move now, followed by queen c8 to take on c4. Okay, queen c7 instead. And then this should be pretty much over, I think. Queen f4 maybe even? No.
Chiquitas is also in the chat saying well. Hello to you as well.
Well.
Yeah, they from what I've heard, you are quite famous in Slovenia.
Yes, I am quite famous. I don't like to talk about it much though. 1-1, that's good.
Very good for the intensity of the match.
Look at this though, reminds me of the opening variation Jesper attempted to pull off against Arian last time. Arian played the Rosolimo though with bishop b5, but an early e5 from Jesper. The real difference here is that white is unable to break with c3 d4, which was very successfully employed by Arian against Jesper. Yep. This is very sharp stuff. If h6, I'm just gonna let you gobble this if you dare. hg and it's
I don't dare at all.
You don't. I mean, you're the guy who's playing h4.
That's right. I'm the guy who wants to play h5.
I'm the guy who wants to gobble this knight, but this is looking dangerous for black. But Linus is keeping his head pretty cool here and doesn't even attempt to play h6.
Strovigmannen 123 says this is spriting up his Tuesday evening.
Sprite 0 in that case.
Yeah, Sprite 0, that's right. And hello to John K and Johan. I had to write it a bit short.
Hello to John K and Johan. Okay,
yeah, it's my fault.
No, that's good. That's more than fine. Right.
Yes, all population is watching you right now.
All population of Slovenia. Okay, that's very good.
Yeah.
Of course, I would expect nothing less of my beloved Slovenian fans.
Yeah.
I'm getting fan mail every day, actually.
Oh, gee. Okay, so internal stuff going on in the chat. Okay, so knight d5.
Let's take a look at the game. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, once again, a time difference. Johan Sebastian has blitzed out h4, knight d5. Very attacking-looking moves.
And he used exactly 5 seconds.
Yeah, I mean, so far this match has been white's match so far, because the players have been spending almost no time with white and getting pretty good positions. This is another case of that. Could be a quick victory for Johan Sebastian if Linus doesn't speed up pretty soon. I mean, down to a minute and 15 seconds after 8 moves in blitz is
not recommended?
It's not recommended against a guy like Johan Sebastian.
No. I mean...
Bishop d5 now, g6.
Oof.
Could you even consider this? I mean, I would be tempted. Of course,
you can consider it, but I don't think
you can consider it.
Takes,
we are considering it.
I mean, I guess you want to play h5 afterwards, but I think black can play g5.
I'm guessing a move like c3 is pretty decent. I mean, just to prepare queen f3. Maybe you can go queen f3 immediately as well. Yeah, c3, looking very good. And now you could
g7, wanting to play. Is it f6 or what?
I'm guessing h6.
h6,
but this is looking very fragile. Maybe f5 even.
F5 it does look better.
Looks very shaky for black, but if you can pull off a regrouping maneuver here, then you could be fine.
Pull off a Houdini?
Yeah. I mean, you would almost be forced to pull off a Houdini now. Okay, h5 doesn't work.
Is it that bad?
Yeah, because h5
I have a take on g5.
If you want to take here?
Yeah. After h5?
No, but this doesn't work because this is hanging, so
yeah,
I can't do that. Queen g3 could prepare it, but this looks too slow to me.
It does.
And besides a move like queen g3,
it does play it.
Only real attempt. 97 was about to say. Honestly, bishop
d5 now.
Break up at d5.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Okay.
I would take and play knight e4 though, and
right.
I'm thinking your position is a bit loose. But h6 now, and suddenly, or this is not a threat. Still, hg and it's over. So this is really not a concern for white. A minute separates the players clockwise.
Yeah, but he's
d5 now. That's
D5.
very brave. I'm thinking.
Okay.
But maybe it was necessary. Now d4 is possible.
I feel like
bishop d2.
Johan Sebastian, he gets a very good position out of the opening, but then he...
Bishop g5.
Ooh, wow.
So provocative. I mean, this is... Okay, so now this is almost a mate in 2, at least if you recapture. So very significant
knight
threat.
c6 maybe?
Bishop g5 is such a sweet move to make.
It is. Knight
c6, bishop d5, I'm thinking.
Okay.
And it looks like a
now e5 is hanging, unless you take with the king.
King takes.
Wow. That's some big...
it was necessary though. I mean, and then if you go back, then suddenly you have exchanged off your best bishop, and you have nothing with white. I mean, not nothing, but I'm not seeing a direct win, at least for white. Which is a good sign for black in this position.
For sure. What about knight g5?
Yeah, king g7.
Yeah, it's like what's my threat?
No, but I was thinking this. But what if I just ignore it, right? Okay. Knight d2. This and f4.
Bishop e6 maybe. Yeah.
I would probably
Have you played this guess the move stuff?
I have done it on chess.com actually.
Yeah.
They have this guess the move function during top games, or even every game, I think.
We should so have a guess the move.
We should. King g7, and now I'm thinking if white plays f4, then I think black would be pretty happy just to take immediately. And if bishop takes, then I would probably take with the f pawn. So f4 is necessary, right?
Probably, yeah.
Queen takes or rook takes. Okay, of course rook takes. I would take with the queen. Obviously, but okay, this is hanging, so maybe it was not possible.
Yeah, the position is far from over.
c4 is a major threat now.
It's far from over.
Yeah, this is looking like black actually might take over the initiative.
Yeah, my point earlier was that I feel like Johan Sebastian is sometimes using too little time in the critical positions.
Yeah.
He plays himself up to a very good position, but then sometimes he pushes the time advantage.
How about rook f6 now? Is that
yeah, definitely. Well.
This, or maybe even c4.
Yeah, I was thinking knight f5 first, but...
I mean, this is looking way more complicated than necessary for white. And I would also seriously consider queen takes f4 instead of rook takes previously. This is...
Okay. Black sacrifices an exchange, or...
Yeah, black has the initiative
gives
now.
An exchange?
Yeah.
Is that enough? Maybe it is. You
time
take
control
an
is 3+2, yeah, and it's best out of 10, so if you score 5.5 points, you have won the match, and you proceed to the final,
where you meet
Ariantari weights, and the bronze
right.
final will be the loser of this match against the Grandmaster Jesper Thibault. So there will be no time to rest. Rook takes f7 now, maybe. Is that possible?
Is it?
Just king g8.
Just take back.
Oh, okay, this is covering still.
Yeah.
Okay, so what to do then?
Queen
f3, knight takes, or even take on c1. This is looking like a very nice counter-attacking win for Linus, but Johan Sebastian is fighting on with almost 4 seconds left. Linus down to his last 10-12 seconds. Queen takes, queen f3, queen take can take on e5, and the rook hangs, and black actually wins. So I'm thinking this knight takes. Yeah, this is a turnaround win actually for Linus. Very nice win.
Very nice. Okay.
He's looking focused, our Swedish friend.
Okay.
Up there in Holmenkollen.
Johan Sebastian has got to pull himself together and show us that he's the better player if he wants to win this match.
Better blitz player at least. I mean, he's proven before that he's very good in classical and blitz over the board. But how about his online skills? Linus is not bad at all. He's a very good blitz player. Queen c7.
That's a nice comment, working class hero.
This is looking also like a good opening for white, at least in my opinion. What is this move from Johan Sebastian? A6 here. So provocative, but how about if I just take the pawn and say b4? I'm gonna keep my pawn for as long as I can. Queen d8. Okay, knight d5. This is hanging. They're playing so fast. I mean,
yeah.
I'm thinking this is looking like a nice pawn for white, and then knight d2, knight d5, and suddenly it's full on chaos. I mean, this is hanging, of course. Knight e4. This is hanging, and if you
it's hanging b4, it's hanging on c5.
So unnecessary. I mean, they didn't look like necessary to give up 2 pawns at least.
I mean,
not to mention 1.
3 plus 2 is fast, but it's not that fast.
I'm thinking the players here are a bit too hyped up. I think, too eager to prove themselves. I mean, they're playing super fast. They don't have to play that fast. Linus is thinking now, but it's a bit late. Okay, this bishop is offside at least, so there's major compensation for white. Bishop h6, queen b3.
Yeah, for sure. This is not clear at all. I mean,
obviously
black has 1 pawn.
Yeah, black has 1 pawn, so he needs to maneuver his bishop home, I guess. Queen a5, going for this.
I mean, for all that I know, I easily could have taken white here, just due to the...
This is looking like a John K position.
Yeah, but I mean, you got so much development compared to black. I mean, black has a couple of pieces out, but...
Okay, d6 is a cool move. Bishop e6 also a threat. Queen d5 was very sloppy, I think. Bishop e6.
I think you're right.
And now you can even take this in the next move.
Yeah, now suddenly all of black's problem are...
Suddenly, I was about to ask, before queen d5, the real question here is how is black going to break free? No breaks, right? That are especially tempting, but suddenly you get everything you dreamt of with d6. And now, okay, queen h6. This is a mate, of course, so you can allow that.
This is a major threat.
So f6. Still, the rook is under threat.
Well, rook e4.
Yeah, and maybe this or this.
Yeah, true.
I'm thinking bishop f5, but f6 looks necessary now.
Skurkis is thinking. He's humming in the chat.
Yeah, bishop c3 was suggested online in the lead chat, but knight g5 would still be pretty much curtains, I think.
And we should, of course, get a Linus emote. That is true.
The only thing missing in our chat right now is a Linus emote.
Definitely. Well, we do miss some other emotes as well, but that's one of those we definitely should get. Alright, so...
If you're super greedy, you'll take on a2 here. I'm not seriously contemplating that move. I'm thinking bishop f5 or even bishop f7 looks like decent moves. Johan Sebastian is thinking down to 1 minute and 50 seconds.
Okay, so Skirky says bishop now knight h4 and super complicated.
Yeah, and bishop takes e4 and then lots of sacrifices. Okay, it doesn't go for that. It goes for rook e3.
I guess he didn't find it. It's the answer.
Yeah. It's not. I'm guessing if he was super desperate, he would find this move immediately.
Yeah.
He's not that desperate yet. Even though this was a good move, of course, it requires some sense of danger or at least desperation. So, bishop c5 played by Johan Sebastian, who's starting to rack up pawns. e5 might be a good move coming up next. The rook is under threat.
This mate is not happening. This mate is not happening.
Might not be happening, no. Knight h4 is still a possibility though with bishop d5.
Yeah, it does play it.
So it's not over, but bishop e6, knight g6, e5 played. Okay.
Okay, then bishop d5.
Bishop d5.
Sure, right?
I would think so, yeah. Queen g6, g7 though, sorry, is an annoying move, but not yet, because you could take on b7 and everything will collapse. So there's still some play here for white, but how to proceed? 38 seconds, not a lot of time for Linus to figure this one out. Maybe e4.
Yeah,
I'm liking e4.
F4 is hanging.
I was liking e4 a lot actually. Taking this and then this is a mating threat. So I was actually digging e4, but okay, we won't see that. Trying to expand my vocabulary after getting.
You're doing it.
I was getting torched earlier after saying insert. I think I'm 3 times.
I mean, insert is completely fine. It's just that you need to
it's
you
the frequency.
Vary it a little bit.
It's the frequency.
That's right. Your frequency. You have to put a frequency cap on your.
I don't have that.
Yeah.
No filter and no frequency cap. I have to work on that.
We also need a Pushin emote, says Mrs. Pushin Meow. Nice to see you in the chat as well.
The real challenge here, though, for Johan Sebastian, g4 and e4 are both very capable moves. The point is to get this bishop lured away from the protection of g6. Knight g6 would be mate if it wasn't for the bishop on f5. So that's Linus's plan here. Johan Sebastian is thinking 40 seconds to figure this one out. Again, guys, queen g7 to simplify is not possible. Queen takes, king takes, rook b7 wins the house because the knight will drop as well. So this is actually turning into some real compensation for white. Rook b8, e4 played now. Could have played it earlier, Linus, but e4 is looking good now. Knight e7. You could just take this, and this is looking. G takes f, and suddenly Linus is the one up material. At least if you count pieces, the pawns are in black's favor, but this is looking very dark for Johan Sebastian. Yet again, a very nice game by Linus, who's proving to be a very good fighter here.
Yeah, Maskenissen says we need a menu emote and we also need a Grisen emote. That's probably also true. And Miss Shinmiao has a comment that I don't want to mention. Rook H. I mean, is Linus taking over? It seems like it.
He's winning, right?
Insert emote. Yeah, a lot of good.
He's a piece up and he's attacking, so this is looking very good. Unless we see a Swedish meltdown of some proportion.
Oh wow! This is just mate.
This is mate.
Wow.
3-1 to Linus. Fantastic finish.
3-1. All right. Okay, so this is really not what I expected.
So Johan Sebastian needs to step up his game here. An English opening with the Botvinnik setup from Linus. Bravo from Alexander Lucas in the
that's a really cool queen
real
sacrifice.
Understatement though, but very up and down game. I think there were lots of options for Johan Sebastian to consolidate his extra pawn or his extra 2 pawns or 3 or whatever he was up at some point. Bishop d7 will be played now, I think. You can't really Bishop d7, b5, knight somewhere, and this might be some compensation, probably not much. So this is a real threat. Linus goes for it though. I guess it was the only real option, as you don't want to allow knight e6. This bishop is vital for black in this position because this is not really alive at the moment because of the pawn formation. So he will take on a8, I'm thinking. Maybe he will insert e3 first.
Insert it first, yes.
Yes.
Is an insertion something you always do before you do something else?
I guess, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Before doing what I was planning, then e3 first.
Okay, so is bishop h3 something?
Yes, but it is...
yeah, but then knight f3?
Yes, and...
Ooh, I have
F3.
no good discoveries.
I don't think so, but it was super tempting. But if white can shut this bishop out of the game, then the compensation will be, I guess, very, very small.
Skirkis is saying this is some serious lassekomp and working.
That's actually not right, Skirkis, because lassekomp can never be serious. It's not in the nature of lassekomp. So this is actually unserious lassekomp.
Yes, that's better.
That's my just small.
And working class hero is asking if this makes it official that Swedish IMs are better than Norwegian grandmasters.
Well, it's not empirically I mean, it's not
empirically proven.
Yeah, but I was actually giving Linus a lot of praise before the match as well. So now look at the ratings. I mean, he's caught up with Johan Sebastian. They are.
That's right. They have the exact same rating at the moment.
Yep.
Interesting.
If Linus wins the match, then I'm pretty confident we can say that Swedish IMs named Linus Johansson are better than Norwegian GMs named Johan Sebastian Christiansen in 3+2 at the present moment. Yes. But not much more. I'm liking black's position though.
Yeah, I have a hard time of evaluating these ones.
Yeah, but this is probably a bit speculative, but I'm liking black's compensation, even though it might be a bit vague. I mean, it's of course you want to give mate, deliver mate, but f3 maybe at some point.
I guess the problem is that there are no open files for the white rook, so the bishops are
Queen
sort
f3,
of
more logical, I guess.
f5 though.
Yeah, maybe this forces a trade of queens. Not really to black's taste.
No, it's not. It's not. So what do we do then?
I mean, this is also possible, right? Unless you want to be bothered with knight d6.
Looks a bit artificial to me.
Yes.
Another one of your...
I'm not denying that. I'm not denying it. Okay, knight d6 played. You want to reroute your knight to c4 and play e4 maybe? I mean, that's what I would do. Play knight to c4, maybe pocket e5 and maybe even e4, but of course e4 removes a lot of potential for white in the center as well, but at least you get to keep this one out of the game for now. e4 now, maybe even a4, a5 to get the rooks going, but very long-term stuff though.
Okay, so Giant Protein Bar is asking a very very good question for his name.
The question. I'm trying to keep a straight face.
Player, bodybuilding wise.
Linus, I'm thinking.
Yeah, I'm thinking so too.
I'm thinking Linus.
But I'm not sure.
No, I'm not sure. This is not something we discuss frequently, guys.
No.
But I'm thinking Linus.
That being said, I think Asios is, of course, the best of them all.
Yes, but that's not a real competition, though, because he is a bodybuilder through and through. So.
Okay, so h5 was interesting, threatening bishop g4.
Yeah, not really at the moment, though, because this is hanging, but
right.
At least it's controlling some important square on g4. Maybe you can even push it to h4. I'm thinking you leave it there for now.
Yeah.
It's perfectly placed.
Okay, so rook d8, covering the knight.
Black is just waiting. I mean, black doesn't really have any clear way to improve his setup. At least
what about queen c8 and bishop h3 again?
e5 is hanging though.
e5 is hanging.
That's the main problem. You don't want to play f6 either to block the bishop.
No.
Because then suddenly d4 could be a problem. So Queen c7. Black is just waiting. 42 seconds for Linus. I mean, black's strategy here is just not make a big mistake and just wait and see what happens. And white needs to make headway because black is up 3-1 in the match. Queen e4 might force f6. You know, no, okay, that's not possible even because this is hanging. Was this a blunder from Linus?
I was about to say f5, but then is bishop e5 possible? No, I don't think so.
No, I don't think so. Okay, so f5, and then he will just retreat and say that, okay, this bishop is now even more shut out of the game, and then e4 will come with full force afterwards. So I'm guessing f5 will be played, but he will just retreat and be a pretty happy camper on g2.
What about
1 minute left though, and Linus down to under 10 seconds.
Okay,
this is looking like very promising stuff for
time is
Johan
ticking.
Sebastian.
This is a big problem.
Okay, so how about knight e5, f5, queen f4.
Why not
knight
bishop
d5.
e5 immediately?
Yeah, so that's
just to
the
trade off pieces.
That's the most logical capture.
Queen takes.
Queen takes is
I suspect
probably the move to go for here. He will keep the queens on the board, of course. He can't afford to trade, so I'm guessing queen b7 or d7. Yeah, and there are 2 threats in the position.
Yeah, need to cover the knight first and foremost.
Yes.
How to do it? Rook c1 maybe. Maybe queen c3.
23 seconds for Johan Sebastian, thinking now, okay, now we can take on d3, but then rook d2 would win the rook on d8.
Very nice.
Skewer, and Linus just about made his 31st move, knight f5. 2 seconds left.
0.1 second left when...
Oh, He's really under pressure now. Linus, queen c7. Okay, 4 seconds almost. 15 seconds for Johan Sebastian. Playing calmly with knight f3 to probably g5. No, queen e5. Then knight g5 will probably be played. Maybe even d4. e4 now, I guess. Or do you have any better move?
Like he's in the...
e4 followed by... Okay. Knight
nice.
e4 instead. Looks like a much better move, of course.
Yep.
Must be taken. No. This is game over now.
Yeah, this is game over.
3-2.
Very cool.
A very nice fighting victory from Johan Sebastian after, I'm guessing, an opening slip up from Linus. We have this variation again. Linus won a fine game in the match, the second game of the match.
Yep,
with
it's
white
a
here.
repetition of the moves.
And
Did he play queen b3 last time as well?
No, he didn't. He took on e4. So this is a, I'm guessing his try to improve, because I'm thinking Linus was not super happy with the position he got immediately after the opening last time around. This is looking like something Johan Sebastian has looked at in quite a while. He's spending some time to figure this out. Queen b3, early queen b3, queen g6, trying to cover this pawn.
Okay, so I was about to say castle is not an option, but apparently it is.
Apparently so, yes.
Bishop
h3,
yeah,
bishop
but
f7.
maybe f7, yeah.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Knight f6. I would be super tempted to go for something like this, but f3 breaks up in the center.
Good old monk attack.
Yes, the caveman approach.
Caveman approach. Yeah,
Bishop d6.
That's the better way to put it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Again, I would be super tempted to play something like e4 here, which looks a bit dangerous to me. But
just to open up.
Yes. But I'm not sure it works.
I wanted to blast on e4 as well, says Madlan 1991.
Yes, e4 looks super tempting. I'm sure that's what Linus is trying to figure out. e4, knight takes. Of course, you can't do queen takes because rook e1 will skewer the queen against the king, so that will win material. But this is looking like a complicated variation. I'm thinking white has tremendous play here after e4, but it's difficult to figure out with just a blitz time control. Linus go for the slightly more safe option of bishop d3. Now you lose all these kinds of tricks though with bishop f7, but in return,
but
look at this though.
Oh wow, this is an
is this
an
opening
loss,
mishap though?
Yeah.
Queen a4 though.
Oh.
Knights. You can play bishop d7.
Yeah, because of bishop c5. Wow.
Yes.
Everything works for
Okay,
black.
but is this completely over though? I mean, is it? It looks super dangerous, but is it mate or if it's not mate, then
it's mate. It's mate. I don't see it, but I can vouch for it.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
I believe you. Bishop d7, very nice move by Johan Sebastian. Bishop c5, and maybe Linus will fight with bishop e3. I'm hoping he will. Yeah, of course he does.
Two pieces, minor pieces. That is
two minor pieces. I've seen worse. I've not seen much worse, but I've seen worse.
I've seen much worse.
yes. Yeah. We have both played much worse positions, so I guess long castle is a move. Bishop e5 to trade off some pieces.
Blunderbook with the comments on point. You are being tempted with the devil horns.
Yes. Knight c3. You don't. The only thing for black here is just don't blunder your queen. I mean, I would probably retreat to h5. But again, bishop f6, knight d5, and white has some play at least. Would be typical Linus to conjure up something here.
I mean, you gotta step carefully with black here, but obviously it should be won.
Yes, this is position lost, as is noted in the chat. Indeed, it's lost, but how to figure it out? Queen a6, which is looking, well, I'm not sure how that looks, but he wants to recapture with his queen, of course. Can you just castle? Is that possible?
I think you can do...
Pretty much whatever,
but... Yeah, I don't know. I would be sweating with black here.
Yes,
but
of course we too sweat generally a lot, so we would be sweating anyway. But
that's right.
Yes, it's not completely over. Now he goes for the long castle. So
yeah,
bishop f6 and then knight f7. So what's the point here?
Well, I guess black is just consolidating.
Yeah, but the material advantage is not so clear anymore now. I would probably play rook f2 there, but okay, rook b2 is annoying.
Yeah, it is.
So
then you don't lose.
Then you don't win any material.
Yes.
King h1, queen b2, I guess. No, rook g8. He will gobble up on d8, I'm sure. Pretty fast now.
I mean, queen for rook and knight should still be.
It's still very good for black,
well,
of course, but
I don't know. Knight d5. It's not that clear.
Strange
anymore.
blunder, according to Skurkis, might have been a well, let's call it a voluntary blunder.
Yeah, I thought it was, but
queen b2, of course, a double threat.
Can you take on g2? I think you can.
Yes, it looks like it, and then.
And
yes.
then just grab
gobble up everything, and this is over now.
Yeah, that's
the knight on d8 is hanging, of course, as well. So queen b2 was the star move, and 3-3. This is some match.
All right, we got a real challenge
here. Do you want to change your prediction about the match score? 5.5, 3.5.
5.5, 3.5.
Yes.
Well. I kind of want to, because I don't think we're going to see any draws.
Doesn't look like it, no.
No.
And these two guys don't, they are not much for playing draws, so,
no,
unlike me.
Since I made a prediction, I'm going to stick with it, but as it is per now, I'm saying 6-4 maybe.
This could easily be a 5-5 match, I mean.
Yeah.
It's going to be cool to see. This is, of course, Linus's pet opening, the French defense, and he played a Rubinstein variation, and Johan Sebastian will of course be very tempted to go for the long castle.
Is French Linus's pet opening?
I think he has played the French defense a lot, yes.
Yeah, because Johan Sebastian also plays the French.
He's also been playing
regularly.
the French, yeah, but I don't think he plays it that much anymore.
Okay.
I don't think so, but Johan Sebastian plays everything though. I mean, he plays a lot of openings.
Yeah, just
Linus plays the Sveshnikov as well with black, and I think he can play e5 or something. But I've seen him play the French defense a lot. Of course, you don't want to go for Queen g2 in these variations because Rook g1 and His Majesty will face some slight difficulties on g8. c5. Thematic break from Linus needs to be timed to perfection almost in these variations. you can't take, of course, because the knight will be hanging. So c4, bishop f4. Again, this
cannot
queen
take on d4 because of
discovered check. At least that's one of your problems. It does. Maybe he was out of options, Linus, because of the slightly annoying moves here. White had at this
was that
disposal.
necessary? I mean, he didn't blunder that. I don't believe
he didn't blunder, but I'm guessing if you retreat with the queen, then DC and the position is looking like, well, a real shambles.
Like knight on the rim.
So he might be tempted to go for some positional compensation here with a strong pawn in the center and playing with the minor pieces, but it looks like the game we just had. I mean, maybe some compensation, but not enough. That's my take, at least. It shouldn't be a problem for white to coordinate these pieces here. And go knight to d3 maybe, bishop to e5 and get the pawns going maybe. Maybe even do this immediately. Okay, he wants to gobble up this one.
Do you want to read the Dr. Grafstein's comment?
No, I don't have time for that actually.
Well, he's pretty much saying that there is a lot of people in the background in Linus's at Linus's place, and yeah, I think we can see a lady there, but doesn't look like it's affected his play.
Not bad, Linus, but no, he looks concentrated, so that's not a big worry, I think. Bishop f2.
Put on his headphones and probably listening to some what was it, Swedish house mafia,
hardstyle or techno. I'm pretty sure it's not Mozart he's listening to. Knight f4. Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, this is not hopeless for black, but
you need
this pawn is in trouble.
Yeah, knight d3, no, g4.
Knight g4, of course this would be a major coup for white, getting this bishop. And then the pawn would be hanging. You could consider e5, but then again this would be a very ugly double pawn. Maybe e5 is your best option though.
Maybe.
d3, okay.
d3, yeah.
Basically the same point, trying to save the pawn, but allowing this double pawn.
Takes g3, knight e2.
Yeah.
Yeah, not so clear.
Maybe even bishop e3 is an improvement, but to get this one.
True.
So I'm guessing knight takes f6 is a move that must be played. Otherwise, there's not much point in going to g4. But how to proceed afterwards? Minute and a half for Johan Sebastian, about the same for Linus, and the match score is 3-3. And again, we can remind you of the format, guys. It's best out of 10. So if you score 5.5, you've won the match. And then you'll be unlucky enough to play Ariantari in the final.
Yes.
So pawn goes on h6, I guess.
Maybe.
It's not in this position. It's not significant, this pawn. But what is significant is the fact that this king is very, very airy and might be in trouble after something like this. But of course, this pawn needs protection, and b3 is not possible because of this fork. So suddenly Linus has managed to,
as you so nicely put it, to conjure up something. Yeah.
Yes, and now rook c4 is.
Yeah, it's also
queen e3. Trying again to get to this.
Lara, yes, this is another example of the famous Lassekump. It is for sure, I would say.
I'm thinking we are. This is way more than Lassekump right now. Lassekump is per definition not compensation.
Lassekump isn't by definition that dubious, I would say.
Yeah, this is way beyond Lassekump. I totally agree with Madlan. Lassekump by nature is dreaming about having compensation. This is real compensation and probably good as well. Rook d3 is suggested by
but he now played
Skurkis, but if you play it now, then I guess something like this will happen.
Yes, and the endgame is suddenly even.
Could have played it here because the mate is covered by the bishop.
Yeah, that would probably be
a better try because this pawn is killing white. White's coordination is super bad because of this pawn. Going to d4 now might be an option.
What about rook c2?
Rook c2, yeah, also a move. Looks very nasty this for white, but of course if you deliver mate, then you win. So that's also something.
Yeah, it is.
Rook d4, queen a8.
Yeah, king a7, queen f8.
Yeah, and you don't want to allow that stuff, and you don't have anything specific with black yet. So I'm thinking rook c2 was a step in the wrong direction. Maybe just keep the rook centralized and ask white what's going on.
Yeah, if you go back, rook c4 here. No. In the current position, rook c4 here.
Rook c4, yeah. Okay, maybe you just
white needs to go back,
yeah,
right?
I'm guessing. Maybe you could do this. No, yeah, maybe you could do this.
Oh wow.
Maybe you could have taken on d3, but okay.
Okay.
Rook d5.
He's playing for the window.
Yeah, he is, and he's playing very well here, Linus. His coordination is perfect. Look at these rooks, just shutting this queen out completely of the game. Bishop on h6 is not doing much unless it can contribute to a mating attack, and this pawn is still well and truly alive. So this is looking uncomfortable.
For sure.
Yeah. And Sebastian down to 20 seconds. Linus already, we've been accustomed to his time management. He's down to 8 seconds.
Yeah, Linus is playing really, really well, I would say.
Yeah, he is very good, guys. You shouldn't be surprised. If you are, you shouldn't be. Linus is super strong. Of course, Johan Sebastian is as well. So this is a
rook
very
b5
cool
is a threat.
Rook b5 is a major threat, yes. f4, I guess rook b5, b4, knight c3,
c3
mate, yes. Okay, and it's mate.
It is
very nice win by Linus 4-3, and Johan Sebastian must be disappointed.
Yeah, he's a bit devastated. I see he's shaking his head there. Doesn't really understand what's going on.
Urkedal Skurkis in the chat points out that Johan Sebastian had at least one opportunity to take on d3 and sacrifice back some materials. Should have done that. I think he had another option as well to take on d3 after.
Yeah, I think
before
so
Linus managed to play rook d5. So yeah, couple of chances late in the game for Johan Sebastian. This is the King's Indian attack or King's Indian defense set up with white from Linus.
And I can say we can wave goodbye to my prediction.
Yes, your prediction is.
You didn't predict at all, though.
I was just pointing out that this could easily be 5-5. So I guess that's my prediction then.
Yeah. So what happens if they go to 5-5?
I guess we have. I can't really remember the format, but two blitz games until we have a winner. Yes,
that's right.
Yes, I guess that's standard. So it's not a sudden death with the winner takes it all in one game, but we have two more games, one with white and one with black.
Yeah.
To see who wins.
Equal it out a little bit.
Yes.
I mean, we could have tried the Armageddon format, but I don't know. It's I feel like it's better with.
Yeah, I mean 3+2 is already fast enough, and it's online, so why not just. Why not try for 2 games? This structure, it's not the same, of course, but it reminds me a bit of Aldireza versus Magnus Carlsen in the Norway chess tournament. Very symmetrical. This is, of course, not completely symmetrical, but this theme with bishop g4, taking the knight and then establishing a foothold with the knight on d4 is very similar, and this is probably Johan Sebastian's strategy in this game as well. I would take here before castling to get my knight to d4, but okay. He waits. Maybe queen c8, bishop h3 is his. Okay, knight d4 now. All right, looks good. You can take with the. No, you can't because
you can't take with anything.
Rook is.
Well,
it stops
can
from
you
coming
take
to
with
D1.
the bishop?
You don't want to, at least, but you can because the rook now can go to d1. So
I mean, rook d1, bishop takes f3. It's a bit. Ooh.
Yeah, but suddenly e5 is coming, right? I think bishop d4, rook d1 would be my preference. Linus goes for knight e5, which is wow.
Which is wow. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a bit wow.
That's.
Ooh. Oh. That's an not a wow even.
Ooh.
Is that that's like one step beyond wow. That's like a
lost for words.
And he just roast it out as well.
Yes.
I mean, seriously, did you think about this?
Yeah, I mean, he's been spending 2 minutes with black in Nimzowitsch and French defenses, and now he's throwing out these moves with whites. I mean, okay.
Yeah, he's going for the match.
This guy is moody. Yeah. He wants to.
I mean, this
take
is
advantage of the initiative he's gotten in the match now after turning around the last game.
Yeah. I mean, he doesn't win, even though he wins next match. He needs 5.5.
Yeah, so he needs another draw though. But we haven't given any commentary on the soundness of this sacrifice yet. So maybe we should consider figuring out the position.
I don't. I have.
We are not good enough.
I have no clue.
No, that's an honest take.
What's your I am vibes telling you?
My I am vibes. Well, I don't really know what the material count is even. Knight c2.
I guess.
Or this first maybe.
Well, I don't know.
And do you want to do that first? I'm not sure. Then Queen h5 and maybe you improve the position.
I mean, White wants to play, I guess, Knight d5.
Something like this, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oof, looks super complicated, but it does not look good for white. For black, I mean, because there's so many easy moves for white, and no matter the soundness, unless it's a clear refutation available for black in blitz, this is not comfortable at all.
Look at these guys thinking, eh?
Yeah,
they are thinking hard right now, and I understand that this position is.
Queen d6, alright.
Okay.
He wants to trade queens. That, of course, means giving up his knight in the corner. Would still be an exchange up, though. So let's not forget. But white has...
2 pawns. Two pawns for the exchange.
He has 2 pawns.
So
he wants to recapture the knight on a1, but does not want to allow an exchange of queens. Knight e3 might be... and move now to
what
go
about taking a chess and go to f5?
Or maybe even do that much quicker, yes.
Take a chess, it could be mate, as the saying goes.
c6, very important move, shutting this guy out.
Yeah.
I'm not sure how the evaluation is here, but I would prefer white, I guess. In a blitz game, at least. In a classical game, I would not be sure because black's coordination has improved massively over the last couple of moves.
Yeah, I don't see the difference. So.
I'm not sure this was a very efficient maneuver. Knight f6 now, yes. This is at least looking better for black than it was.
Endless Flame is here to root for Linus, and of course saying Sweden is better in Norway. Well,
of course.
I don't know.
At least tonight it looks like
In terms
that's the
of
case.
chess in general, I would say maybe Norway slightly ahead, perhaps.
Yeah,
but,
slightly ahead, yes.
Yeah.
Knight e2, maybe Queen g4. Is that a real party pooper, or do you want to take on...
Party pooper, eh?
Party pooper. Queen g4, why not?
I don't know. Maybe I can take on b2.
Knight f4 and
yeah, that's I mean
this is like his Simon Agdestein move, right? Yes. Queen e3.
That's a nasty one though. Well,
really
does it threaten anything?
Well, no, but enough to force a retreat. Knight f4 now.
Got to be taken.
No, I would not take that knight. Maybe a retreat. Okay, well, okay. The bishop was super important, at least I think, on e5. So yeah, I think taking was a massive mistake, but okay.
Massive mistake?
I think so.
You heard it here first. Massive mistake by...
Queen c7, this looks...
ooh, this looks ugly.
Looks ugly indeed, but okay. If someone can save this with black, then Johan Sebastian is the guy to go to. Knight f6, threatening, of course, on e4. 25 seconds for Linus is ahead on the clock in this game, which is unusual.
Yeah, very unusual for the match.
Bishop f3 could be played now. Queen c3 is his choice. Of course, this is annoying. So king h7 to sidestep this pin. This is a threat again. Rook e6. 9 seconds for Johan Sebastian.
He's being really annoying.
Under heavy pressure now, but it's all come down to if this pawn will be protected or not. I mean, if the knight goes to c4, then this is hanging. Knight g4. Ooh, this looks so tempting to get something here, but okay. F2. Wow, e5. f2 was also hanging.
Bishop.
This doesn't work, does it? No, this doesn't work at all, but okay. Rook e2, king g1 again, queen c5. This must be too much, right? Asking for too much.
Yeah, it's asking too much.
Yeah. But okay, 10 seconds for both players. Ooh, knight g5. Take on d7, and it's 4-4, guys. Wow. Great turnaround, even after making a massive mistake with bishop takes f4. I still think that was a bad move, though.
I mean, these games are just...
Yeah. I mean, the other semi-final between Argan and Jesper was a real roller coaster. This is even more so, I think.
Yeah, it is.
And now an accelerated dragon from Linus.
Interesting.
Which is one of my pet openings.
I know.
I've stopped playing it, though.
Why?
Well, I like to vary, so I guess that's the main reason, because I think the opening is reasonably sound.
Okay, so
H3 now, maybe?
F3 maybe,
F3
and
or
completely
H3.
Normal dragon.
Yeah, I've played H3 and something like Queen D2 and short castle against Christopher Madland previously. This is, of course, the standard setup with long castles and a kingside attack.
The Yugoslav attack, I think
yes.
it's called. Yeah.
Yes. Favorite of Fischer, I think.
Really?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I have to admit, I do not know my Fischer.
No.
Have you read his
book? Watch the Queen's Gambit then, and you will know your Fischer. Because
I did watch it, but
I've read the book. I think it's my best 60 games or something. Yes, I've read that, and that was one of my first chess books. And then My Life in Games by Mikhail Tal. Yeah,
wow.
Probably my favorite book.
Cool.
G4 followed by H5 is the standard attacking ploy here for white. We'll see. Should be taken, and if H5, then I guess this will be met with Rook H5 or just Bishop H6 first.
Yes.
This is dangerous already.
Yeah, this is really dangerous, but I don't think this is... Is this out of theory?
B5 is not something I've looked
B5
at.
is not common.
No, this is not a move I've spent too much time looking at. Doesn't really do anything, B5 here. It's too slow, right?
Yeah.
Knight C4, but this looks like a... okay, HG, and still the attack is going, right?
It is.
HG, maybe you can.
I think you can
play B4.
I think you go Bishop H6 maybe instead of
Bishop H6 first.
HG, yeah.
Yeah, okay. H6.
H6. That does not look right to me.
Okay, but maybe H7 immediately after.
That's
or
right.
Knight D5 first.
That's
to
right.
Get in H7, but then Knight H7 could block everything, so probably H7 immediately. Bishop H8 is the only move to save the bishop. Unless Linus can figure.
Come on, say it. Conjure it up.
I mean, there's not much to conjure up here. He could insert B4.
Yes.
He can't insert it because there's too much material being lost on the king side.
Not insertable.
Not insertable. Not everything is though.
Non-insertable.
Might be to your surprise, but Bishop H8, H7. If King G7, then this is...
Yeah, that's not possible.
The king is dead in the water, so you have to take here, but then Queen H2, and I'm not seeing a solution for black.
Yeah, this is
I
over.
think this is
actually just over.
This is typical of the dragon, though, because B5, too slow.
That's it.
I'm thinking that's too slow, and against a player like Johan Sebastian...
look at this.
Look at this cocky GM. He's a born attacker, though, Johan Sebastian. So if there's something in the position, he will find it. One very easy win for Johan Sebastian. 5-4. And it's a must-win for Linus with the white pieces.
It is a must-win.
And we can see now if it's actually going to be 5-5 and another 2 games. Or if Johan Sebastian will win this with a draw or a win, of course. So a draw is not enough for Linus. He must play for a win in this game. GG indeed from Skurkis, yes. And now
hopefully
E3.
we will be able to have a quick talk with the players afterwards as well.
We'll see. Yeah.
To take the temperature and
if you have any
see
questions,
how they feel.
If you have any questions in the chat for the players, guys, you can just fire away right now, and we'll ask Linus or Johan Sebastian after the match. This is looking pretty solid for black. Not a bad start for Johan Sebastian if a draw is enough.
This has been played before, right? This is some sort of theory, or
I'm guessing, but Queen B8 is a fine move just to stop Knight D6.
Yeah.
I don't think black has any problems here at all. A6 will be played next. Queen C7, and it's Knight E5. This is looking like it's going to be a very nice hedgehog for black.
Hedgehog. Mm-hmm.
Usually in the hedgehog, black doesn't mind trading a few pieces, frees up his position. Okay, but unless, of course, white can establish a knight on d6, this will be fine for black.
Yeah. Also to mention is white is going here for the d7 pawn, or
might not
semi-thread it.
Yeah, semi. Yeah, I agree. A6 now. I'm thinking.
Then can you take on d7?
Rook
think so.
d8. Okay.
No, maybe
take on d7 after a6.
Yeah, and I was thinking A take B, bishop takes C6.
Rook d8 first, queen c7, A, B, and then you lose, right? I think.
You are probably correct, my friend.
Okay, so rook d8 first, and then black can play a6. Okay, g6 must be played now.
Very nice.
Okay, f5, alright.
If you don't know what to do, threaten mate.
Yes. That's the Jon Christian school of chess.
That is.
It's not a bad school at all. Bishop f3. Knight e5. Is that a move?
or the twig pig, as we say in Norway.
The twig pig?
Yes.
Was that Madland 1991?
Of course.
Of course, yes. I should have guessed. Bishop f3, maybe knight e5 is a move.
You did guess.
Yeah. I did guess.
Yeah.
Should have guessed immediately though, instead of asking.
Should have known.
Should have known, yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so another trade of minor pieces. b3, bishop b2. Doesn't look impossible at all to play for a win with white here. Lots of unbalances in the position. Knight going to c3. I would probably prefer it on d4, but okay.
I mean, it's a little bit shaky, you know? I mean, rook d1, knight f3.
Yeah, that okay. I will take that knight
with
the queen, I guess.
Yeah, and gobble on c3,
yes.
And then I'm gonna claim
rook
that
b1,
you have to win, right? With white.
Of course, white is not better in that position.
So why not trade off?
Yes, it's a good strategy. Let's not forget that Johan Sebastian will win the match with a draw in this position or in this game.
Yep.
So every
He goes for knight f3.
Every trade is probably good for him, at least if it's just simplifying. And in this position it is. But Linus is a fighter, so he will he will fight. Rook
sure.
d3 coming up now. d7 potentially weak.
Bishop a3 maybe.
Maybe even bishop a3. Yes.
I mean, if you can establish something on d6, it's quite annoying.
And then you can press. Add pressure forever. I guess bishop d6 now. Rook d7.
That's a weird one. Why does it why is it called press but pressure? Yeah.
To put pressure and press. To press.
Why not press?
Press.
Yeah.
Let's just go for press.
Let's go for press.
Yeah. That's more to our style, I think.
Yeah, it is. Stamina game incoming. Yes.
Stamina game. Yeah.
So this is a.
You play king e8 now, or okay? You play takes on c4. That's probably a good decision because he wants to have a point of attack with black as well. King e8 might be met with rook d6 because bishop e7 doesn't really work.
Press. Yes.
Press is it's approved by Blunda book, which means it's okay.
Well,
rook b2, rook a3.
Rook a3, that's a good move. I thought the black rook was... Ooh.
Yeah, okay, that's probably even better. Rook b1 now, though. Rook b1 from black. Okay, it takes on a2. I would probably prefer this. But,
just to trade off?
Yes, and then gobble up this after, if I can. C5 now. This is not over. Bishop B6 after.
Yeah, deep questions is my speciality.
And now he does this exchanging method with the rook A1, bishop B6, king D7. Unfortunately, not possible. It's a pin, but it's not allowed. Bishop E7. This is looking like a draw, guys. Actually, if rook C1, then the king will run, and it's gonna be black who
okay, so it's
happy.
still
Rook A8, king
trying.
going to C6. And if rook A8 and C6 might be played, but then you can go back and forth, no?
Then pawn to C7, no?
Yes, I was thinking this might be enough, and to gobble it up this way, but...
Okay, look at the time.
Probably too slow.
The time.
Oh! Rook C6 looks...
What is this?
Rook C6 looks very good, though.
Is it that good? Why is it that good?
At least it's stopping rook A6, right?
Is it?
Take on C5.
Yeah, take a chess.
Yeah, and king F7, and at least you remove the 2 pawns, right? Which is black's only concern in the position. Yeah, but of course, Linus is enjoying a huge advantage on the clock, so I think he will just try to keep this game going for as long as possible. Bishop C5 played.
Yeah, because
that's interesting. Okay, so
why is it?
No, he could have done it previously. I mean. So interesting that he does it now, but rook c5, rook b6, of course, not rook c1. I mean, rook b6 not an issue.
This should be a
this
draw.
Is super equal, but Linus needs a win, so he will at least try to get something here.
And he's got the time on his side
but
for
it's
now.
3+2, so difficult to flag in this position.
Definitely.
Yeah, it's gonna be a draw, I think. It's gonna be a draw. G4 probably consider. No, he doesn't have to do that even. Maybe G4 now.
Yeah, why not?
Why not?
Okay.
He can insert it. No,
he could.
He didn't do it. He didn't do it. Exchanges off one pawn. King F7. Maybe no. This is not a problem for black at all.
No.
So it's gonna be.
It's not a problem for white either, but.
No, it shouldn't be. But it's super equal, and Johan Sebastian has no problem keeping track of his time in this position. So it's gonna be a match victory for Johan Sebastian, a narrow one.
In this
I have to say.
Yeah, this was really close. I mean.
If something happens here, then it's going to be a huge surprise.
Yeah, F3, E4, you gotta try something, right?
Yes, of course. Linus is a fighter. He will
try.
He will attempt to do something here. Rook G3 maybe in the next move to exchange. No, he doesn't do that. Rook A6. Yes.
No, yeah.
Okay, he can run around, right? This is okay. He doesn't do that.
Okay, back and forth. Yeah, that was a good plan.
Maybe we can still do something like that.
I mean, with white here, you don't need to worry about getting a losing position. You need to worry about getting a winning position.
Yes, so this is the plan now. To
King F2,
Rook
F8. Okay, this is
Rook
a
F8 now. Rook B6,
right?
Rook B6 might be played, but
I would be sweating here.
You could go here though. Is that an option? Sacrifice the 2 pawns for the F pawn.
Okay, run up with the king.
Okay, so Fuller points out, Urkedal in the chat, that Linus has some practical chances in this position, and I have to agree. I mean, Linus is pressuring Sebastian
F5
quite a lot on the clock.
F5
when Rook B4, King
when
H5.
The king is not.
This is suddenly looking like a winning position for Linus actually.
Yeah, maybe it's winning now.
I guess he will try to get F5 in. Now he can try to run around and get this pawn, right?
Very nice maneuver via G2.
Yes. Might take the shortcut via G3, I'm not sure. Yes, so he had to go via G2. Now E6 is hanging.
Take it.
Yes, and he will. Pawn up. And they are...
For the sake of the match, I'm hoping that Linus is winning, but...
2 connected passers, I mean, that's a huge asset in this position.
Okay, so rook to g5. That's...
Is that an improvement, though?
Yeah, maybe it's not.
I'm not sure it is.
Maybe it's
rook
not.
g8, maybe. Yes.
Okay.
Threatening, of course, to... Okay, and now rook h8.
Oh, this is lost.
This is pretty good news for white.
It is. You doesn't he see it? No.
The Swedish thinker plays rook f8, but okay, yeah. I'm not sure how this is now.
He had it there, right?
I think so. Wow, look at this, Johan Sebastian fighting.
Oh.
King f5 blockade, okay, yeah. Might not be so easy in blitz, but okay. Might be a point there. Full done, we have to check that later, of course. Johan Sebastian fighting. Trying, of course, to combine activity with the pass pawn on h3. Ooh.
Yeah, this pawn is running
super fast. Rook f7. h2 now.
I feel like white is getting
King
mated.
G2. Okay, he's alive. But is this a perpetual?
Probably, yeah.
It looks like it, actually. And he's realized it, Linus. He's realized it's a perpetual. A very nice fighting endgame from Johan Sebastian.
Yeah, wow.
But I think he gave Linus a lot of chances in that position. A draw and 5.5, 4.5 win for Johan Sebastian, who was under heavy pressure in the last game there.
Damn, that cat says must
was a draw though, so not forced.
Yeah, sorry. All right, we got the guys. That was a tough match, yeah. Yeah. Okay, sorry. All right, you can hear us now, yeah.
Yes.
That was a tough match.
Yeah, some horrible games.
A lot of fighting chess and a lot of interesting openings and a lot of interesting time management and some interesting blunders, yeah. So first of all, congratulations, Johan Sebastian.
Thank you.
What were you thinking when the score was 3-1 to Linus?
I thought it was a bit shocking because the first game was pretty nice. I didn't use any time at all, and everything just went quite smoothly. So I thought, okay, this is gonna go fine. And then suddenly I just started playing really bad. And I don't know. I thought after 3 minutes, I thought it would be very hard to get back. But then after 3-3, I became quite optimistic. But then, yeah. Yeah.
So Linus, who do you have in the background?
Swedish house party, I think.
Yeah,
Yes.
this is the Swedish collective.
The Swedish collective, yeah, very nice.
I think Linus has gathered all his fans in the living room for the match, so that's good, Linus.
Exactly, all my fans were watching.
Yes, all 3 fans. Yes.
And I played so bad, I just got so it was actually one. I guess you could have won the rook and game somehow. It felt like I don't know what that is. How do you play this rook ending so bad? How did I even get that?
Shots fired from the loser. Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, the flaming is real. I like it.
No, I mean I'm the underdog. I was expecting to lose. Yeah, but usually I just like some excitement, so I kind of just gave you some points. Just not end the match too quickly. Yes. Yeah. And was it the second game when I mouse slipped C3 and then you mouse slipped A6? I'm up at A6. Yeah. That was like that was kind of funny. Yeah. I don't know. Maybe game 4 or something. That was like.
Maybe game 4.
Yeah, this was quite a nice game.
Oh, this one.
Quite hardly, but
okay, so this. So yeah, this was a mouse slip, and A6 was as well. We did not understand much of A6. We have to admit. So yeah.
I was going to go B6, but then I just went A6.
Okay, and you didn't request the take back.
You can
Can't do that. No, I agree.
I agree too. All right, really cool stuff. Johan Sebastian, you will be going on to the finals against Arjan. How do you feel your chances are there?
I mean, if I play as like today, it's probably not so good chances, but I guess it will be.
I mean, if you play like today, you won't have any chance.
I think it will be quite equal game.
Fair enough.
It will be equal game. Okay, that's good to hear.
And Linus, you are going on to the bronze finals where you will play. Where you'll play Tybo, Jesper Tybo.
Last time I played Tybo, I got my second Grandmaster room. So.
Oh
yes,
wow.
Very nice win with white in Nimso, I think. So.
Yes, that's great.
Yes.
Very nice.
I'm booked up on my Linus Johansson games, of course. Yes.
Important. All right. So, do you have any other questions to them, or?
I don't really have much to add, but it was a cool match, guys. We'll be looking forward to covering the bronze final and the final. So I guess best of luck to you guys.
Yep.
Thank you.
All right. Have a nice evening, and
The Swedish house party will go on now, so I think yes.
Of course.
It will be an after party, but a pretty tame one because he lost. So yeah, unfortunately.
Yeah. Either way, thank you guys for participating. Real cool show. You will, of course, we will put it out on YouTube later, so you can see yourself being commented by.
I'm afraid your games will be on the internet, guys, on YouTube. So sorry in advance.
That's okay. They were so bad, so I don't think anybody will get them.
We'll see. Yeah.
Any last comment from you, Johan Sebastian? Any Swedish jokes or something?
I don't know what to say. The match was just terrible, so I don't have any words to say.
Everything has been said.
Yeah. Good. All right. See you later, guys. Thanks.
Yeah. Bye.
All right. That's it for today.
I think so. Will be a cool bronze final. Linus looked actually pretty sharp today, even though they are super critical of their own play.
They are.
Very, very cool match. I think I think of Linus as a slight favorite against Tybo in the bronze final because I think he's slightly more sharp in blitz.
Yeah.
The final between Arjan and Johan Sebastian is 50-50, I think.
Yeah, that's,
but I'm sure they both view themselves as the favorite. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know actually, but both of them are really, firstly, really good players, but also really good blitz players.
Yes.
So I mean, they have both participated in the World Championships.
Yeah, and they've played each other a couple of times in classical chess. I think Arjan has a positive score there. I remember at least one win from him. I think it was the Isle of Man Chess.com tournament. I think he's won on Iceland as well. I'm not sure, but I think he has a positive score against Johan Sebastian. But remember, they are now evenly matched rating-wise in classical chess for the first time. So it will be a very cool.
Yeah.
Okay, Johan Sebastian won on Iceland. He says. Okay, I'm not sure. Good to have that corrected by the man himself. I'm thinking 50-50 in the final because they are both super sharp blitz players, very good players. I'm just looking forward to be entertained, really.
Yeah. The date for the match is not yet set. We will probably have the bronze final before the final, just to do it all in the right order.
Small warm-up, yeah.
Yeah, but follow us on Facebook and Instagram and Twitter for...
Should be links, or if not links, then info on stream, guys. So Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, everything, yeah.
All right.
Give us a follow.
Now I'm gonna go home and eat some fish.
Eat some fish.
Yes,
okay.
Some fish.
Okay, that's good. Good to know. And with that, I think we call it a day.
Yeah, I think that's.
And there's no way to top that.
I mean, that's a good note to stop on.
End on a high. We'll eat some fish. Good night.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes.
See you guys.
See you guys.